Chapter 10, Mishnah 3. Usually a document is used to record testimony about a transaction between two parties, such as a loan document or a bill of sale, or to actually affect a transaction, as in the case of a bill of divorce. Since a document has legal consequences for the parties, it cannot be prepared without the consent of one or both of the parties. The next two Mishnahs will list several types of documents and teach whose consent is required to prepare them, as well as who must pay to have them prepared. This Mishnah lists those documents that can be prepared with the consent of one of two of the parties. We may write a bill of divorce for a man even if his wife is not with him. The scribe writes the bill of divorce and the witnesses sign it. The husband then takes the completed bill of divorce from the scribe and uses it to divorce his wife. And we may write a receipt for a woman that states that her kasuba has been paid and give it to her so she will have it ready to give to her husband or his heirs when the kasuba is paid to her, even if her husband is not with her. Since this document states that the woman is no longer owed her kasuba, it may be written only with her consent. The husband's knowledge or consent is not needed. The Mishnah states that these laws are true only when an additional condition is satisfied, but this is only if the scribe and the witnesses are familiar with both of them. A husband can have a bill of divorce written in advance only if the scribe and witnesses know his name and his wife's name, because otherwise we must be concerned that he is having it written to give to another woman who is not his wife, who will use it to fraudulently claim that her husband divorced her. And a woman can have a receipt for a kasuba payment written for her only if the scribe and witnesses know her name and her husband's name. Otherwise, we're concerned that she is having it written to give to another man, so that he can fraudulently claim that he paid his wife's kasuba. If the scribe knows the names of both parties, however, this is not a concern. And the husband must pay the scribe for the cost of writing both the bill of divorce and the receipt. He must pay for the bill of divorce because it is his responsibility to prepare a bill of divorce and give it to his wife if he wishes to divorce her, and he must pay for the receipt because it is written for his benefit, so his wife will not be able to collect her kasuba more than once. The Mishnah now discusses loan documents. We may write a loan document for a borrower even if the lender is not with him. Since the document states that the borrower owes money to the lender, it has the potential to cause a loss only to the borrower. Therefore, if he consents, it can be written even if the lender is not present. But we may not write a loan document for the lender unless the borrower is with him, because the lender may never actually lend the borrower any money, and he could use the document to fraudulently claim payment from him. And the borrower pays for the document, since it is being written for his benefit to enable him to obtain the loan. The final type of document that the Mishnah discusses is a bill of sale. We may write a sale document for a seller even though the buyer is not with him, because the seller is the only one who stands to lose thereby. The seller can have a bill of sale prepared even before the sale is made, and it is his responsibility to keep it from the buyer until the sale takes place. But we may not write a sale document for the buyer unless the seller is with him, because a buyer could use such a document to falsely claim property that he never bought. And the buyer pays for a bill of sale since he is considered to be the one who benefits more from a sale.